and welcome to Sowing Seeds into Men. This is Bishop Frank Stewart, and welcome particularly to some of you that have never seen this YouTube program. Every week we are coming on with a new seed. That's at least our intentions. A new thought to inspire men, a new thought to encourage you men. You know, men have a special role in society, and I know women do too, but men have a special role because there is so much expectation with you as a man. And sometimes the expectation is almost overwhelming. And you make decisions, and because people expect you to make decisions, and after you make the decisions, some people like it and some people don't. But you have to be encouraged in yourself to know that that's what your job is, to make these expectations a reality for people, those that are under you, those that you have influence over. And so you have to just step out there and do what you know is right to do. The seed today is as follows. A person that you are in a relationship with may have irritating characteristics. Those individuals can be dealt with more successfully when you improve your understanding of why they have these irritating characteristics. Simple. If a person walking the street and they're talking to themselves, and you know that they have had some challenges, either with mental challenges or have been in the military, or you know that they are not quite there mentally. When you are communicating with that individual, if the occasion arises for you to do that, and you already up front know that this person has some mental challenges, you deal with that person according to the knowledge that you have that the person has. And so the person may be saying something or doing something irritating to you, but you know that the person is not well, and so you deal with them according to that. Being a pastor of a church, I've had to go into many institutions, either mental institutions or hospitals, and I can think about cases, convalescent homes, and dealing with some of the aged that are in dementia, Alzheimer's, and on a one-on-one basis, sometimes not even on a one-on-one basis. You may just simply be walking down the hall of this institution, and some of these people may blurt out to you something very insensitive on their part or negative towards you. But because you know their state of being, you know their mental state, you know they are in this institution because they are not mentally well. When you know that, you respond to them accordingly, you respond to them differently. It would be a different thing if you know that this person had all of their wits with them and they said something that was out of order, and it may take you by surprise and you would deal with it differently. But when you know a person has some irritating characteristics because of conditions that they find themselves in, when you understand that condition, you deal with them at a different level. Well, actually, the truth of the matter is, people that are classified as normal, basically by all scales of normality, they may have some hidden issues, and they may have some sensitivities and some things. Let's say you are married and you have somebody, or you have children, and they have some irritating characteristics. You get along better with them and you do better with them when you take some time to understand why these characteristics are there. And then you can get along with them more successfully. But if you ignore why the characteristics are there and you just become overly sensitive and reactive because they have said something, have done something that is a bit strange, you will never get along with those individuals. I'm always admiring people that have children that has autism or has Down syndrome. Most parents that have children that has autism or Down syndrome, most people with Down syndrome their parents have had a lot of tolerance and understanding of their case and know that the chromosome level in that person is abnormal. And if you see most children or people with Down syndrome, they're very pleasant to be around, they're nice, they are childlike, and they are not offensive usually, because whomever it was that helped raise these individuals were patient with them because, and loving towards them, because they knew that they had a special condition. Well, that's an amplified set of circumstances there when you compare your relationship with a person that has Down syndrome or autism. But the same principle applies to what we would call a normal person, whether it's your spouse or your children or whatever, your colleague on a job. It's good for you to understand why that person, you're not a psychologist, but if you can have some understanding and insight on why that person may be overly sensitive or doing some things that are a little, what we would call normally strange, if you understand why they do that sometimes, understand what they came out of, their background, if you can get a better understanding of why they do these things, you will get along with them better because you're going to respond better. So, I know you're not a psychologist, a doctor, but ask God to help you to understand that person that you have to work with, that person you're basically involved with because of family circumstances or whatever. Ask the Lord to give you some insight, and I guarantee you, you'll have more success in getting along with that person. Keep that in mind. Our email is frankstewart@zcfla.org, and if you have any comments or any suggestions, I would love to hear them. And so until next time, you keep loving the Lord as He loves you.